Dear Church, it's been months since I walked through your doors. Mama used to walk me through the doors twice on Sundays, each Wednesday evening, and any other time the doors were open while she carried me. Then Daddy, on his shoulders and unreachable to danger. I love to pass beneath your eaves and settle into the same pew for times filled with songs, scriptures, and carefully curated rituals, both painstakingly organized and threateningly specific.
Church, I don't miss you.
One time, I thought I did. I thought I missed you because something in me bucked, sweated, and trembled when I stopped coming to see you. But church, I didn't miss you. I missed Jesus. I missed God. I missed them both even though they never went anywhere. You told me they would ignore me if I didn't come to your doors. You told me that my soul was forfeit if I wasn't found on my pew. For years, I lived completely alone, in despair, ashamed, and condemned. I believed you. I did not have to live that way, but because I so fully trusted you, I lived this chosen pain believing it was the only option I had other than choosing you. I believed that God's wrath now sat upon me and would remain unless I came back to you. You saw my eyes, blackened by the fists inside of you texting during the sermon, and begged me to return to you. Your words were warm, inviting, and concerned at first. Then came the gentle reminders that lest I worship within the walls adorned with Church of Christ, I would burn in hell with the thems. Like the wife who finally escaped her beer-breathed husband's beatings, I was so scared when I left you that I came back. Time and again, I dragged my broken, abused body over your threshold thirsting for that familiar pain. Self-flagellation shows devotion, right? There is so much more, but I have other things I must tell you now. Church, I was perfect for you. I adorned your walls and boards with color and truth. I taught your children. I guided your teenage girls and taught them your ways. I proclaimed you to the band directors and coaches, stomping my foot into the ground firmly and refusing to practice on a Wednesday night. I was the Christian soldier, every decision weighed against the lake of fire and brimstone. I wore boys/men's shorts to cover my knee to the glory of God, unlike the other girls who wore shorts above their knees. I learned to make homemade communion bread that contained no leavening agents, lest they be sinful wafers. I never tried a cigarette, kissed boys, drank alcohol, or watched movies with sex scenes, all the instructions I was given within your walls. Instead of napping or listening to music with bad words in it on Sunday afternoons, I went to the nursing homes and sang your hymns to the people there waiting to die or be visited. I obeyed you, Church.
How did we get to this point, my old friend? I have so many questions.
Why are your youth ministers, preachers, and others grooming, abusing, objectifying, groping, raping, and brainwashing your youth group girls with nobody saying a word for fear of splitting the church? Why, when Jesus wandered and the people flocked to him by choice, was I trained to proselytize my friends from elementary school through college? Why is it that I was uninvited from my friend's birthday party in middle school because her family found out my last name, and the only thing they remembered was the church scolding her grandfather years ago for making a gospel album with instruments? Why do the corners of your lips curl up in disgust when you condemn the homosexual, the transgender, the Democrat, the illegal immigrant, and the liberals when your pulpit and pews are brimming with fornicators, liars, adulterers, addicts, idolaters, haughty eyes, vain people, racists, greedy people, judgmental people, gluttons, and sluggards? Why was the current preacher's first question, did he ask you for forgiveness, when I told him of the former preacher's abuse toward me? Why not, are you okay, or did he hurt anyone else? Why does he post pictures with his arm around the man who rubbed his hands over my teenage body all those years ago? Smiling beside the man who spoke things to me I had never heard as a 10th grader and faithful Christian? Things no married man 11 years older than a teenage girl should ever type or utter? I was neither the first nor the last girl he groomed and abused. Why did the preacher remain hired even after exposing his genitals to another young female church member to her shock, disgust, and shame? Why was it okay for him to give me a 16th birthday spanking in the middle of an empty church building? He chased me, forced me to the ground, got on top of me, and proceeded to hit my buttocks with his bare hand all 16 times. I was so embarrassed. Why, when I read on a college level by 5th grade and made a 30 on my ACT, did you pressure me to marry a member of you and have children to be raised within you? Why do the elders act more like a morality police and less like the elders described in the Bible? Why do you keep knocking on people's doors and expecting to convert the people you speak so critically of? Millennials, liberals, younger generations, LGBTQ people living in sin are not responding to this anymore. They feel threatened, frightened, awkward, and judged. You will never reach these groups unless you stop treating these people as sinful them and treat them as the exact same as you, but their sin looks different than yours. Why did you criticize the professional psychological help and medications that saved my life after the preacher nearly destroyed it? Why did you tell me I wasn't praying hard enough?
Why didn't you tell me about grace?
Church, stop hurting people and hiding behind the claim that the word is hurting them to escape accountability. Church, stop creating the weather only to complain that it's raining. Church, acknowledge the abuse you have harbored and hidden and do better. Protect your lambs from the charismatic wolves in sheep's clothing. Church, clean your own porch up instead of inspecting everyone else's porches. While I may have left you, church, I remain in Christ's church nonetheless. I know Christ and God far more than you allowed me to within your rigid traditions and cherry-picked scriptures.